morning, children. So today we'll be starting with honeysuckle annual term chapter. Okay. So annual term chapter uncomfortable bed, and if from the book monsoon has been completed. Now this is the third chapter, the summit within. Okay. This is from the book Honeydew. So chapter 5, the summit within. So before you read, Major HPS Ahluwalia was a member of the first successful Indian expedition to Mount Everest. So children, do you know where is Mount Everest? Mount Everest is in Nepal, okay? It is the highest mountain in the whole world. So what happened is that HPS Ahluwalia had gone to Mount Everest in the year 1965. So how did he feel when he stood on the highest point in the world? Let us hear his story in his words, climbing the summit and then the more difficult task of climbing the summit within. So this is the story of HPS Ahluwalia, who climbed the Mount Everest in 1965, and his experience in that mountain, okay, and climbing the mountain. So one of all the emotions which surged through me as I stood on the summit of Everest, looking over miles of panorama below us, the dominant one, I think, was humility. Surge means aroused suddenly and intensely. So he was intensely mesmerized with the view of the Mount Everest and the mountains when he was on the summit. The physical in me seemed to say, "Thank you, God, it's all over." However, instead of being jubilant, there was a tinge of sadness. Was it because I had already done the ultimate in climbing, and there would be nothing higher to climb, and all roads hereafter would lead down? So it was the what? Panorama means a view of wide area. Jubilant means very happy because of the success. So finally he had finally been succeeded by um, uh, finally been succeeded as he climbed on top of the Mount Everest, and he was thanking God for his ultimate success. Okay, by climbing the summit of the Everest, you are overwhelmed by a deep sense of joy and thankfulness. It is a joy which lasts a lifetime. The experience changes you completely. The man who had been to the mountains is never the same again. So here the Ahluwalia is telling that the summit is a sense of deep joy, and we are overjoyed or overwhelmed, okay, of the because this kind of feeling can never come when you are in normal surface area, okay, like here, like in your house or wherever you go to room, okay, for roaming. Just this kind of feeling comes when you have finally ultimately enjoyed the peak, okay, when you are standing on top of the mountain, okay, highest mountain. So as I look back at life after climbing Everest, I cannot help remarking about the other summits, the summit of mine, no less formidable and no easier to climb. So he's telling, after he climbed the Mount Everest, now he thinks about other summits, other mountains, okay, which is equally very hard to climb and very exhausting, okay. Even when getting down from the summit, once the physical exhaustion had gone, I began asking myself the question why I had climbed the Everest. So after he reached the exhaustion means fatigue or tiredness. Okay. So when he reached the mountain, he was enjoying his success of reaching in the top. Okay. Now he is climbing down. Okay. Coming back to the camp, and he's thinking that why he climbed. This is the picture of HPS Ahluwalia. Okay, why did the act of reaching the summit have such a hold on my imagination? It was already a thing of the past, something done yesterday. With every passing day, it would become more remote. And then what would remain? Would my memories fade slowly away? So, uh, so he still remembers till this date of his reaching the summit and that kind of a feeling, okay, that kind of emotions. Now he tells that it is years back, but why I just remember that moment when I reached at the Mount Everest, because then he's contemplating and is thinking that whether he will forget as he gets old, okay. All these thoughts led me to question myself as to why people climb mountains. It is not easy to answer the question. The simplest answer would be, as others have said, because it is there, it is present, great difficulties. So all these thoughts always came to his mind, that why did he climb the mountain, the difficult task in the whole world was climbing the mountain. You have if, lack of oxygen there, you have to have a lot of trainings of 6 months 8 months, okay, and you can lose your limb, your hand due to you can have chilblains, or it's a very dangerous task of climbing a mountain. Anyone cannot easily climb a highest mountain, okay. And he's thinking over and over again, why did he choose to climb the mountain? And he got the answer, simple answer, that everyone says because it is there, it is, the mountain is there, so everyone climbs the mountain, and everyone loves adventure difficulties. So he also answers the same, that it's there, and everyone loves to overcome obstacle. It gives a sense of pride and joy, okay. The obstacle is climbing a mountain, a physical. A climb to a summit means endurance, persistence, and willpower. Means he's saying that you have to endure, you have to face the harsh climate, harsh weather, okay. And persistence means continue your process. You cannot if you have made your mind that I will climb the mountain, I will reach at the top of the Mount Everest, then you have to be persistent. You have to every day, countless practice you have to do. The demonstration of these physical qualities is no doubt exhilarating, as well as it was for me also. Exhilarating, very exciting. So this was all this physical, as he looks very physically strong also. So it was very much exciting for him, okay, exhilarating for him about all these trainings of the mountaineering. I have more personal answers to the questions. From my childhood, I have been attracted by mountains. I had been miserable lost when away from mountains in the plains. So he's telling that he has own personal answer to that question, why did he climb the mountain. Because he was always attracted to mountain, and when he was in plains, means plain area में जब होता था, तो he used to feel very miserable and sad because he was away from mountain. Mountains are nature at its best. Their beauty and majesty pose a great challenge, and like many, I believe that mountains are a mean of communion with God. So what HPS Aluwale is telling, that mountains are the best, and it is gives a grace. It poses as a challenge to us. Okay, it throw as a challenge to us, and he also says that it is a way of as a place of God. Okay, resident of God. One having granted this, the question remains, why Everest? Because it's the highest, the mightiest, has defined defied many previous attempts. Defied means frustrated, resisted. So now he's thinking, why only Everest I chose? Because it is very highest, mightiest, and many had failed attempts. Okay, that's why I chose, because I wanted to prove everyone. So he's thinking like that. It is a brutal struggle with rocks and ice. Once taken up, it cannot be given up halfway, and even when one's life is at stake, the passage back as difficult as the passage onwards. So he's telling that it is not easy to climb a mountain. That was the highest peak in the world and mightiest. Okay, once you have taken a step towards that, you cannot. It is much more harder to come back or downwards. Okay. And your life is at stake, where you cannot say that whether the oxygen tank will remain till the summit, okay, till the peak. It can the oxygen tank can completely finish the, okay, and you can run out of oxygen, you can die there, you can have hypothermia, okay, due to coolness, you can lose your foot, limbs due to that harsh weather, okay, anything can happen, you can might die as well. The passage back is as difficult as the passage onwards, and then when the summit is climbed, there is an exhilaration the joy of having done something, the sense of battle fought and won. There is a feeling of victory and happiness. So finally, after so much of struggle, when you are reached at the top, okay, when your oxygen tank is there, you are at a full health, then you have a sense of happiness and a victory, okay, that you have actually captured that mountain being on the top. Glimpsing a peak in the distance, I get transported to another world. So he gets completely like he has traveled to another world when he was in the peak of the mountain, okay, Everest. I experienced a change within myself, which I can only be called mystical. So when he was at the top of the mountain, see, here is the picture of the man climbing the mountain, Everest, Mount Everest. When he was there, he felt like as if he had transported to a different world. Okay, he was feeling some kind of very much mystical fairy tale kind of. Okay, by its beauty, aloofness, might, ruggedness, and difficulties encountered on the way, the peak draws me to it as Everest did. So because it was the mountain was rough, okay, it was very much at top of the cut off from the plains, okay, and harsh weather. After finally reaching on the top, he felt as if kind of a encountered that I have now I have did something in my life, like that. It is a challenge that is difficult to resist. Looking back, I find I have yet fully examined why I climbed Everest. It is like answering a question: why you breathe, why do you help your neighbors, why do you want to do good acts. There is no final answer possible. So now he is always like there is no answers sometimes in life. The same way he is telling that there is no explanation that why he climbed the mountain. Okay, it's just that he loves mountain and it's there, okay, and he's passionate for mountain. He thinks that a god abodes in mountain, lives in mountain also. So for that reason, like in life we have so many questions, like you should help others, but why we don't know. You should help neighbors, but why we don't. We just do it. We breathe, we don't know why we are breathing, okay, but we just do it. It's like that. His passion for mountains or passion for the Everest was like that. He just did it. And then there is the fact that Everest is not just a physical climb. The Everest is just a physical climb. The man who has been mountain top becomes conscious in special manner of his own smallness in large universe. So when he is finally reached the top, he felt such tiny in front of that vast mountain, okay, and he is no more the same Aluwala. He has been changed or transformed completely by that experience. The physical conquest of a mountain is only one part of the achievement. There is more to than that. It is followed by a sense of fulfillment. There is satisfaction of deep urge to rise above one's surroundings. So after achieving that, he is a sense of satisfied. He is fulfilled now. Now he have conquered, like as if he conquered the world. He is feeling, okay, and he has became one step ahead of others, okay, like he had a sense of satisfaction. And what happened is that he is now above others, like he's feeling like that. The experience is not merely physical, it is emotional, it's spiritual, it is every kind of emotions, every kind of feeling. It is not physical, only physically he achieved. No, it is emotionally he is satisfied within. Spiritually, god, he is thinking of God and everything, okay. Considering typical climb towards the summit on the last height, you are sharing a rope with another climber. You firm in, he cuts the step in hard ice. When then he belays and uh, firm in means you make yourself firm. Belay means fix a rope. So there is not only about climbing, okay, there is rope attached to another climber. Then how he takes the steps. If he misses the steps, he only he can fall into that gorge. In that there are so many uh, uh, what kind of under deep narrow gorge or gadda, okay, not gadda means एकदम deep narrow gorges are there. So what happens is that the climb is very grip. You strain every nerve as you take every step. Famous climbers have left record of help given by others. They also records how they need just that help, as they might give up. Breathing is difficult. You curse yourself for having let yourself in for this. You wonder why you ever undertook the ascent. And the moment you feel life going back, it would be sheer relief to go down instead up. But at almost at once you snap out of the mood. There is something in you that does not let you give up. So once you are climbing the mountain, it is so much difficult that you regret why I should climb the mountain, why I put my life at risk. Okay, but you have to cut off from all those negative things and you keep on climbing, and then only you can and perseverance can lead you to success. Okay, or persistency can lead you to success, and you go on. Your companion keeps up with you. So there is always a guide to a guide is provided, okay, in that training, to who goes up with you. Okay, you ask yourself, is there no end? You look at your companion and he looks at you. So there is an kind of a communication through eyes. Okay, see how they are well dressed, okay, in this harsh climate. So the author and the Fu Dorji on summit of mountains. So author are HPS Ahluwalia and Fu Dorji. Okay, it's their summit in the Mount Everest. So if you are lucky, the sun may be on them. The surrounding peaks look like a jewel necklace around the neck of your summit. Below you see the vast sloping into the distance. It is an ennobling, enriching experience to just look down from the summit of a mountain. You bow down and make your obeisance to whichever god you worship. So whenever you see, there is like a round pearl of jewels. Okay, so mountain, okay, so many mountains. Okay, and you are climbing, it's like a jewel of nature. Okay, and whatever you god you worship, you are seeing the nature beauties. Okay, nature's beauty, you just want to bow down to whichever god you practice. Okay, make your obeisance means show your obedience or submission towards god. I left on Everest a picture of Guru Nanak. Rawat left a picture of goddesses Durga. Fu Dorji a relic of the Buddha. Edmund Hillary had buried a cross under a heap of rock and stone. So whichever god you practice, people leave that god in name of submission or obedience. Okay, like that. So what happened? Guru Nanak and he Ahluwalia left Guru Nanak as he was sick. Then Rawat left a god of Durga. Okay, like he was Hindu. Fu Dorji left a relic of Buddha. Okay, like that. He was Buddhist, and Edmund Hillary a cross because he was Christian. So whichever faith you practice, people bow down to that. Keep as a what you can say memory. Okay, about that in that place. The experience having climbed to the summit changes you completely. There is another summit. It is within yourself. So another mountain within yourself is that, for example, when you aim for some ambition in your career, it's that you have to keep on practicing, keep on training, so that you fulfill. That is called yours within yourself. Another summit within yourself. The mountain is there. Na? You want to achieve something, be successful in life. So you have to practice the same way. Metaphorically, it is like a mountain. Okay, here. So it is in your own mind. Each man carries within himself his own mountain peak. He must climb to reach it on fuller knowledge of himself. It is a fearful, unscalable. It cannot be climbed by anyone else. You yourself have to do it. So when you it's the author is telling that when you pick up any career or aim in life or a hobby in life, it is you yourself only can complete that task. Okay, likewise, if you have if as Ahluwalia, HPS Ahluwalia chose to climb the mountain, it is he only could have completed the task. Okay, you yourself have to do it. The physical act of climbing to the summit on a mountain outside is akin to the act of climbing the mountain within. So in life, many challenges, obstacles come. It is you yourself who has to be strong and push yourself. Okay, the effect of both the climbs are the same. Whether the mountain you climb is physical or emotional or spiritual, the climb will certainly changes you. So whatever in life also, whenever you face obstacles and all, when you determined to face that, it changes you. Okay, it makes you strong. Like Ahluwalia became much more stronger after climbing the mountain. It teaches you must about the world and about yourself. I venture to think that my experience as Everester has provided me the inspiration to face life ordeal resolutely. Climbing the mountain was a worthwhile experience. The conquest of the internal summit is equally worthwhile. The internal summit are perhaps the highest than Everest. HPS Ahluwalia. So he is telling ordeal means pain and experiences. Resolute means with determination and firmness. So it is tougher to fight within, okay, to fight within within yourself. That mountain is much more difficult than Everest, he's telling. But when you have your persistency, perseverance, okay, your enthusiasm, then you can overcome any obstacle, any mountains. Okay, thank you.